Well, here we are Thursday morning, everyone. Well, and welcome back. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma, and this is Morning Musings. Hey, by the way, I just simply have to say how much I appreciate the wonderful comments that you've been sending to me privately, emails, etc., about the Parables series. I cannot express enough my appreciation to you for your kind remarks that you're learning, that you're benefiting, you're seeing the unity and the harmony of the Scriptures, perhaps for the first time. It's very gratifying, and I truly appreciate that. That's why I do this. I'm simply sharing what I see, what I see the Bible saying to us, and trying to put it in the proper context, trying to understand it as the first century listeners or readers would have understood these New Testament Gospels or the epistles, as the case might have been. So again, thank you so very much. Well, we're looking at the third parable, if you please, in Matthew chapter 25. Jesus said, "When the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then he will sit on the throne of his glory. All the nations will be gathered before him. He will separate them one from another, as a shepherd divides the sheep from the goat," etc., etc. Now, this is widely considered to be, without any doubt, a reference to a yet future cosmic event in which every human being who has ever lived, died, decayed, is now revived, resuscitated, restored, resurrected. It's the end of time. It's the end of human history. It amazes me, however, how Orthodox Christianity, as it is commonly called, how Orthodox Christianity can see some things so clearly, and then it's almost as if they turn off the thinking process and say, oh well, this over here has got to be something totally different. Now, I've already shared with you the comparison of Matthew 25:31 and following and Matthew 16:27 and 28. Folks, the parallels are absolutely perfect. There is no dichotomy. There is no difference between the texts. Well, watch this. In Matthew 24:29 and following. Now, here's what's so powerful about this. In the amillennial world and in the postmillennial world, it is almost, now there are exceptions to it, it is almost universally admitted that in these verses, Matthew 24:29 and following, Jesus is speaking of his coming in judgment of Jerusalem in AD 70. That's the position in the postmillennial world of Kenneth Gentry, Gary DeMar, Keith Matheson, Sariah, and others as well. So it's important that you catch that. So Matthew 24:29 through following is Jesus' coming in judgment of Old Covenant Israel in AD 70. Well, watch this. How did he describe that? "The sign of the Son of Man will appear in the heaven. Then all the tribes of the earth will mourn. They will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. He will send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. They will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other." Now, look again at Matthew 25:31. "When the Son of Man comes in his glory, all the holy angels with him, then he will sit on the throne of his glory, and all the nations will be gathered." Folks, this is the same discussion. There is no difference here. You have the coming of the Son of Man with the angels in great power and great glory, the time of judgment, the gathering of the elect, which is in Matthew chapter 25. And then look, Matthew 24:34. "Verily I say unto you, this generation Jesus' generation, according to the amillennialist and the postmillennialist, will by no means pass away until all of these things are fulfilled. Let me say again, just because certain elements are not found in Matthew 25, that are found in Matthew 24, 29 to 31, for instance, doesn't mean they are not the same events. We have to get rid of that misguided hermeneutic. A hermeneutic, for instance, that Joel McDermott, in my debate with him in 2012, when I made an argument on Isaiah chapter 25 that it's the resurrection of 1 Corinthians 15, Joel McDermott got up and said, well, I don't see the word final resurrection in Isaiah 25, therefore it can't be the final resurrection. Folks, that's a horrible, horrible hermeneutic. Apocalyptic language cannot be, as I argued in response to Joel McDermott, cannot be screwed down to such precise usage of language. A writer or speaker may simply speak about the coming of Christ on the clouds of heaven. The same writer, or even a different writer, may speak of the coming of Christ with the angels. One may mention the trumpet, one may not mention the trumpet. It doesn't mean they're talking about different subjects. You need to get a copy of my debate with Joel McDermott, by the way, and to see the chart that I presented proving that beyond a shadow of doubt. Strangely enough, Joel McDermott first of all agreed with it and then turned right around and contradicted himself by appealing to that same misguided hermeneutic again. Folks, it's just simply a false hermeneutic. Well, look, the parallels, once again, between Matthew 24, 29 to 34, and Matthew chapter 25, 31 and following are precise. So you know what that means? That means that Matthew 25, 31 and following refers to AD 70, and that means the Olivet Discourse is not a divided discourse. It is one subject, one topic, one theme. It's the coming of Christ in judgment of Old Covenant Israel in AD 70. In my book, We Shall Meet Him in the Air, The Wedding of the King of Kings, I have an extensive discussion in parallel, a whole lot more in depth than what I presented here. Go to my website, eschatology.org or bibleprophecy.com, order the book, make a note that you saw the offer on YouTube or Facebook, and I will refund your shipping. Look, the parallels are there. The time constraints are there. The only question is, are we going to accept them? Thanks again for joining me for this morning and my morning musings. Lord willing, hope to see you on Monday. You have a fantastic and a safe weekend. God bless.